then immediately after arrival, an immigration officer took me from the plane and took me where I am right now in a detention center. Our ambassador was present, and then in 45 seconds, two immigration officers told me that I was not welcome in the United Kingdom, and I was detained. They took my passport, and they would send me away within 1 or 2 hours. It's a very sad day. It proves that your government, your Minister Brown, your Prime Minister Brown is really the biggest coward in Europe, and not allowing free speech from a parliamentarian from another country.
The British government yesterday debased itself and its people in an act of quite breathtaking dignitude. An elected parliamentarian from the Netherlands, Mr. Wilders, was due to attend the House of Lords for a discussion about his film, Fitna, but he was turned back at Heathrow Airport because one Muslim member of the House, somebody who, unlike Mr. Wilders, hasn't been elected by anybody, was so incensed at the prospect of free and open discussion between free people in a free society that he threatened to mobilise 10,000 angry Muslims to besiege Parliament illegally if Mr. Wilders was allowed to.
Anti-Islamic MP Geert Wilders arrives in London's Heathrow Airport. For Wilders, who says the Quran incites violence, his arrival in the UK represented a personal victory. He'd been barred by the British government earlier this year on the grounds that his anti-Islamic views might cause interfaith violence. But judges at a tribunal overturned the ban, saying free speech was more important. A group of Muslim protesters who gathered in central London clearly disagreed with the judge's decision. They chanted, "Freedom, go to hell," and held signs saying, "Sharia will rule the world." Wilders, who opposes the influence of Islam on European culture and has called for an end to Islamic immigration, held a news conference to reflect on overturning the UK ban.
Being here today in the United Kingdom is a victory. It's not so much a victory for myself, I'm not that important, but it's a victory for the freedom of speech.
He said his views were not against the Muslim people.
I have nothing against Muslims. I know the majority of Muslims in our society are law-abiding people, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have a problem with the Islamic ideology, the Islamic culture, because I believe that the more Islam we get in our free societies, the less freedom we will get.
Wilders, who's being prosecuted in the Netherlands for his anti-Islam remarks, said he believed Western culture was better than Islamic culture because it was based on humanism and was tolerant. The Dutch MP had been scheduled to hold his news conference outside the British Parliament building, but was advised to move inside for security reasons.
We're here to give him a message that, like he's doing his interview today, hold up. He will remain hold up, because obviously he knows that in Islam the punishment for the one who insults the Prophet is capital punishment. And he should take lessons from people like Theo van Gogh and others.
The Muslims are gathered here today because the guy at the back, Geert Wilders, has insulted the Prophet and insulted the Quran. And as we know, the Muslims, the Messenger Muhammad ﷺ said, whoever insults the Prophet, faqtiluhum, kill him. And if we had an Islamic state today, his head will be on the stake.
Let him come outside. How is it that this man is now scared? He's running scared, he can't come out of the building. He's obviously one, only one. And he's so scared. Where did all the freedom go? And where did all the democracy and everything? Let him come outside, let the police go home. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
This dog is the open voice of democracy. We can see that what he says is in the hearts of every government in Europe. We can see that everything that he says is in the heart of every disbeliever. That he wishes to ban the hijab, that he wishes to take away the Quran, that he wants to close down the Islamic centers. Wherever he goes, let him know that Islam will come. Islam will dominate. Islam will dominate the east of the east and the west of the west. So no matter where he runs, this dog, Islam will be implemented. So he can go and crawl under any rock. That he can go and crawl under any rock he wants in Europe. But no, Islam will come and it will conquer the UK, it will conquer Holland, it will conquer Rome, it will conquer the world.
The English Defence League is just 9 months old, and today the men of the EDL are about to make their most symbolic gesture yet by marching in Parliament.
You Brits say we're racist, so what's it not harming?
They claim to be non-violent, non-racist, and with a serious political point to make. I wanted to see if this was true. The EDL leadership were determined that the march would go off peacefully. They've even introduced stewards, who were issued with a very particular set of instructions.
We don't want to see anyone doing any Nazi salutes or fingers giving the press cheek, anything like that. We're not here to cause trouble. We're here to peacefully protest. England.
After a few quick pints, the EDL are ready to take their message to the country's seat of power. The demo in Westminster was in support of a visit by Geert Wilders, a controversial Dutch MP and filmmaker who has called for a ban on the building of mosques, the wearing of burqas, and all immigration from Muslim countries. While we were carefully led past Parliament, Wilders was inside, screening his provocative film about Islam. The film shows brutal acts of violence committed by extremist Muslims, intercut with quotes from the Quran.
I have nothing against Muslims, I have nothing against any people whatsoever, but I have a problem with the Islamic ideology. I think it's a fascist ideology. I think we should stop the Islamization of our society.
People think the EDL is not just about Islamic extremism, they say they're racist, so they'll be surprised to see you here.
I'm proving that they're not racist. I'm black and I'm proving that the EDL aren't racist. If you look among it, you've got all colours, black, there's even Asian people here. The EDL aren't racist.
They were especially proud of one particular supporter, Abdul, who had travelled all the way from Glasgow.
Let me for a few pictures. Hey, I'm thinking about it.
Are you Muslim?
Well, I was born and bred as a Muslim, you know, but I'm a Muslim just by name. I'm not practicing or anything, you know.
Prominent was Gurmeet Singh, who is the face of the EDL leadership.
In front of you, one of the 12 leaders of the United Defence League.
The EDL cite Gurmeet as proof they are not racist. The EDL had, for the first time, marched non-violently. They even removed some troublemakers, including a steward who'd been making abusive gestures in front of the cameras.
Well, you want to get on like a fucking idiot, you know what I mean? We don't need idiots here. No, we don't. Leave a protest, mate. Leave a protest. Peaceful protest, man.
Wherever the EDL go, the UAF are never far behind. United Against Fascism are a collective of groups and individuals who campaign against the extreme right, and in particular the BNP. They say that the EDL are no different, calling them Nazi racist thugs.
There's more of us than you!
We just thought there would be stopping the EDL. We didn't expect to be kettled in. We didn't expect to be arrested or anything like that.
Have you been given any rights? Do you know what's going to happen to you?
I just know I just had my rights read, as in anything that you say can be held against you, and that's it.
Okay.
We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I imagine that they'll gradually pick more and more people off and bring them all in here, because the EDL has permission to march through, so their job is to clear the road.
Okay.
We get called fascist and racist, but we're not. We're
The English Defence League were clearly trying to change their public image.
Condell's of the EDL, and we're coming down the road. We're coming.